Hello, and welcome back to the universe where we talk all things you. So, this episode is going to be called The Awakening. And I thought to do this one as we are moving into a new season. And spring has always been a season that feels like a gentle miracle. After months of grey skies, bare branches, and long nights, the world seems to stir again. Almost without a warning, green shoots push through the soil, birds return with their morning songs, and the air itself feels different, lighter, warmer, filled with possibility. It's as though the earth is whispering, "Wake up, it's time." Now, this awakening is not only a change in weather or landscape, it is something deeply symbolic, something that cultures across the world and across history have recognized. The season of spring has always stood for rebirth, for renewal, and the promise of life after dormancy. And did you know that in ancient Rome, festivals were held in honor of Flora, the goddess of flowers and fertility? Her season was a celebration of abundance, of color. Now, whether through myth, religion, or ritual, spring has always been a reminder that after stillness and struggle, life returns. There's also a scientific truth behind why we feel different in spring. The longer days, it brings more sunlight, and sunlight, as we know, stimulates the production of serotonin, the hormone that elevates our mood and keeps us balanced. The warmth of the air encourages movement, and movement releases endorphins. I've noticed more people are at the gym, more people are out running, and it just energizes us and eases tension. Even something as simple as looking at greenery or flowers has measurable effects on you. Research shows that time in nature lowers your blood pressure, reduces anxiety, and improves your focus. Hence, I go for walks often. Our bodies are attuned to this season. We are not separate from the earth, we are part of it. And so we awaken when it awakens. Yet, spring is not only a date on the calendar, it's also a season within each of us. Just as nature moves through winter, spring, summer, and autumn, so too we also move through our inner seasons, right? There are times when we love in winter, times of quiet, of reflection, of struggle, or even of grief. And winter is necessary. It teaches us to rest, to conserve, to prepare. But eventually something stirs, a thought, a dream, a desire. And it may feel small at first, almost fragile, like the first bud on a branch, but it carries enormous power because it signals the start of our own spring. Now, spring within us can take many forms. It can be a new project or a career path. We can finally be ready to explore. It can be the decision to change a habit. Summer bodies are made in winter. To plant healthier routines, to nurture our well being. It can be emotional, the readiness to heal, to open our hearts again after heartache, after hurt, to welcome new relationships or deeper connections. And sometimes spring just merely is the choice to feel joy again, to allow lightness back into our days. Awakening does not always happen dramatically. It's often slow, gentle, quiet, but once it begins, it's unstoppable. If you think about it, spring is also an invitation. It's an invitation to look around us and to notice. Notice the blossoms pushing through the cracks in the pavement. Notice the sound of laughter carried in the air. Notice the way sunlight streams differently through the window now that it did a month ago. And these small signs of renewal are not just happening outside, they are reminders that we too are allowed to renew. We too are allowed to begin again. And beginning again doesn't mean rushing or forcing. Nature doesn't rush the flowers. Trees don't wake overnight with every leaf in place. Growth is patient. And so I encourage you to be patient with yourself. It unfolds in its own time. And that is the lesson of spring. Trust the process of awakening. Trust that small beginnings matter. Trust that what seems fragile now is actually strong. And there are practical ways in which you can honor your inner awakening. One way is to simply just notice. Each day, choose one thing in your environment that reflects renewal. Whether it's a flower, a sunrise, or even the energy of the people around you. When you notice it, pause, breathe it in. Let it remind you that growth is happening everywhere, including inside of you. Another way you could do it is to plant seeds, not just in soil, but in your life. Write down one or two small intentions for this season. Not giant goals that overwhelm, but gentle seeds. Perhaps you want to begin each morning with a glass of water, or you want to spend more time outdoors, or you want to take one, two, or three walks while you're at work, or finally reach out to someone you've been missing. Small seeds grow into strong roots. And a third way is to create a ritual of light. Step into the morning sun, even for 5 minutes, and let it warm your skin. As you stand there, imagine that light recharging every part of you. Imagine it waking up your body, your creativity, your hope. Rituals like these, they anchor us in the rhythm of renewal and draw us closer to ourselves. As we reflect on the season of spring, it's important to also reflect on patience. The cherry blossoms in Japan bloom for only a short time, and then they fall. But this brevity is part of their beauty. They remind us that life is precious because it's fleeting. In the same way, our own seasons of awakening will not last forever. They will give way to summers of energy, autumns of harvest, winters of rest. Each season has its purpose. But when we are in our spring, our task is to notice it, to honor it, and to grow within it. If you're listening now and you feel as though you are still in your winter, do not despair. Winter is not failure, it is merely preparation. Beneath the soil, the roots are strengthening. Beneath the cold, life is gathering energy to return. Your spring will come. And when it does, it may start quietly, almost imperceptibly, but trust it. The first signs of awakening are enough to change everything. Take a moment now to ask yourself, what is awakening in me right now? Is there a dream I've been putting aside that is beginning to stir again? Is there a part of myself I've neglected that is ready to receive care? Is there a habit I'm ready to shift? Or a new chapter I feel brave enough to open? And whatever arises on it, you do not need to act immediately or make drastic changes. Simply acknowledging your inner spring is enough. Awakening is not about perfection. It's not about proving yourself to anyone. It is about aligning with the natural rhythm of your life. The rhythm that says every winter ends, every night ends today, every seed given time will grow. You are no different. You are part of the cycle. You are designed to bloom. So let this season remind you of your own resilience. Let it remind you that renewal is always possible. Let it remind you that the light will always return. And as you step into your own awakening, may you do so gently, patiently, and with hope. Spring has arrived, and so have you. And as always, if this episode has resonated with you, please share it with a friend. I do look forward to chatting to you next time. Remember to stay happy, to stay bright, and to stay true to you.